I will not go into details, but let's just say he has had over a handful of surgeries in these past couple of months to reconstruct his face. And yet today, he is here alive with a huge smile on his face. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot speak forever about this man and what he has done. So please, after Dr. Sergeant John Escalante, please walk right up.
Let's hear it, Betsy.
All right, hey, I want to thank Michael for putting me up before our star-studded lineup. You know, it's just a juggernaut. These are beasts within the veteran community, so thank you for putting me last. I try to follow up to their massive footsteps. How's that? Everybody hear me in the back? We're good?
Yeah.
Good, over here? Good? Bartender, you good? Good. All right. Hey, good evening, Gold Star families, Blue Star families, fellow honored guests, veterans, NYPD, FDNY, PAPD, first responders, families, and friends. Did I cover everybody?
Betsy.
Good? Oh, and Betsy too?
Yeah.
Hey, we have a great looking crowd tonight. I thank you for sacrificing your weekends to be here and share this opportunity with us. I'm thankful and honored and humbled for the honor to stand here before you today. At this time, I'd like to do some housekeeping and acknowledge several groups in the audience. In the audience present tonight is very special guests. You all are, but there's a distinguished group right now that I'd like to acknowledge, whose loved ones made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our nation. Their legacies are a vital part of our nation's military community and history. Gold Star families, please rise. Those who have taken an oath to uphold our Constitution and answer when America calls. Veterans, please rise.
Come on, Bob.
To those who have taken an oath or agreed to uphold public trust, to answer the call, and run to chaos, to serve and protect citizens, please rise. Last but not least, to spouses, significant others, families, veteran supporters of these groups, please rise. Without your support, we would not be able to do our job. Hey Mike, I might flirt with that 10-minute threshold, so you're not bear with me here. Most of this room can attest that whenever our nation's state or local municipals called upon us, we go through an array of experiences and emotions, all while thinking about those that we leave back home. The euphoria of hearing one of our M240 Golf engaging, to the rippling terror of the mortars being walked in on us, or others here at home to deal with high stress and high risk situations with severe liabilities and lives at stake. May we always remember that serving one's country is the ultimate expression of love for family, friends, and neighbors. The honor of serving our great country and wearing our uniforms contrast to the hurt of remembering brothers and sisters in arms who we lost fighting or serving side by side, or losing a battle buddy to internal demons back at home. In light of alarming nationwide suicide rates that plague across all agencies, now more than ever, it is of paramount importance to be in the mindset of team empowerment, belonging, camaraderie, and inclusiveness. It goes a long way in coping with the loss and helping others along that path. As a Marine who's devoted his life to helping those who have worn and continue to wear the cloth of our nation, I'm a servant leader. A servant leader who's blessed beyond words to be a product of an amazing environment surrounded by incredible people. I always tell my fellow Marines, servicemen and women, and veterans to get involved with as many service veteran organizations as possible and become hybrid members. That way they'll find purpose, a sense of worth, and the camaraderie that they have when in uniform. Not only can they immerse themselves in a new mission, but they will also inherit a network of valuable resources. Remember that. Network of valuable resources. I'll circle back to that. During our military services, we're so regimented and structured by having someone telling us what to wear, what equipment to bring, what the plan of the day will be. After departing the military and returning home, it's like falling off a cliff. There's no soft LZ because that regimented life, that sense of belonging, that camaraderie is no longer there. So what do you do when you fall off that cliff? You pick yourself, you dust yourself off and carry on. But carry on to where? I'll share a personal experiences after returning from a deployment. I started to look around the internet for veteran-related organizations to join. Many organizations have a fancy 30,000-foot banner with fancy mission statements and slogans. But when you join some of these organizations and you attend their events, you don't see any evidence supporting that internet statement. Other organizations do hit some marks, but something is still missing. One day, a Marine major that I work with sent me an email with a link to a VSL, Team Red, White, and Blue. I hit the hyperlink and I saw a bunch of geeks on the banner, wearing red shirts, running around with the American flag. Since I love running and I never ran with a flag, I thought to myself, let me give it a shot. I remember signing up and I immediately received my red shirt in the mail. I signed up for the next local event, which is a 4-mile run in Central Park. On the morning of, I show up 15 minutes prior at the meetup point, sometime at 0:30, and I saw a bunch of squirrels hopping around in red shirts, in the cold, all giddy and chipper. I immediately thought to myself, what the hell is wrong with these people? I approached them, I introduced myself formally. They welcomed me with hugs and high fives. And I thought to myself again, like, whoa, this is a serious violation of personal spaces going on here. When they returned to their chatter, and then I tried to figure out who the enlisted was, who the officers was, who the Army was, who the Navy was. I didn't have a hard time figuring out who the Marines are, because we kind of stick out like sore thumbs. And then I resorted to figure out who the military and who the civilian was. I'm gonna echo what Chief Master Sergeant mentioned before. They were all out there because they were a team. They were all a common denominator, and I couldn't tell the difference. Fast forward a couple of years, I was entrusted with the organization with the responsibilities of a Veteran Engagement Director from New York City. I was charged to find opportunities to afford our members with ways to connect, to become leading examples within the community, to convey the organization's mission with effective communication, creativity, tenacity, and building trusting relationships with like-minded organizations. While maintaining that focus and the privilege of serving veterans and veteran supporters, I was fortunate to meet some amazing people that have enriched my life and have become close friends. With that said, I'll segue into my pick. That's your feature. Good. So to my left is an amazing teammate. Her name is Maritza Sanchez. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it tonight because she had mommy duties tonight, and one of her sons was a little ill, so kudos to her. She served our community in the medical field. She's married to a Marine husband, Daniel. She spearheaded the household, like normal spouses do, and is always looking to better her family. Her friendship is the type of bond that if you would not hear or see from her for months at a time, you wouldn't miss a beat the moment you reconnect with her. Often she and I, along with other several teammates, would train together for the New York City Marathon on long distance runs and some races. We would share a good amount of misery, foul language, big straws to embrace the suck. So one day she candidly reached out to me to see if I know about any homeowner programs for military families. Fortunately, I knew about a VSO that readily assisted military families for home ownership. I'm referring to tonight's host and sponsor, Vets EDU. Mike, where are you at now? He's roaming over there. So all you know, he's the CEO, right? He immediately scrambled the QRF, Quick Reaction Force, of specialists to Maritza's request and set them up for success. Today, Maritza and Daniel have a wonderful home to house their two beautiful boys. Now, that's just one of the Marine families that I've referred to his organization. And those are one of the organizations that I'm talking about that runs their chaos. So, applause to you, Mikey. Let's not forget his wife as well. That success story circles back to what I previously mentioned about inheriting a network of valuable resources. Because you just never know when you join an organization the resources that you're inheriting. So it's important that you become a hybrid member and try to join as many organizations as possible because you just never know. Many organizations like Team RWB, Red, White, and Blue, are organically connected to other organizations with legitimate services to help mitigate problems or bridge gaps that veterans and their families may incur. In closing, and on a personal note, as Mike mentioned, early this year I was training for an Ironman race. I lost control of my road bike on a steel bridge and I destroyed my face. I shattered my right orbital lobe, crushed facial bones, scraped my entire nose off, had my jaw wired shut for a couple of weeks, and lost several teeth. Medically, the initial focus of my recovery for several weeks was controlling the swelling and getting nutrition in my body and enduring several surgeries to get my face back together. Throughout my grim recovery, my Marine brothers and sisters and numerous veterans organizations, primarily Team RWB, ran to my chaos and remained by my side. Those in the audience, like the Wills, the Mikes, the Vicks, the Orleys, the Guillermos, the Betsies, the Pauls, the Nancys, the Janelles, the Janines, through prayers, through unique, genuine actions of concern, support, and camaraderie, they all engaged with me throughout my ordeal. You guys, this entire room, you're all my tribe. Evidence that a serving community never leaves anyone behind. I consider you all dear friends, bound together for love for our country. I thank you all for what you've done to this great country of ours. Semper Fidelis, God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, Governor Master Sergeant John Escalante. All right, so we got two more